this tutorial, we're going to learn to make the neck warmer that I'm wearing right now. The neck warmer and mitts are a pattern called Curling by Ann Hansen from Knit Spot. And this tutorial is sponsored by A Good Yarn Sarasota and their Pearl Diver exclusive Color Club subscription kit. The pattern and this exclusive colorway called Pufferfish is part of a previous month's kit, and I actually have a kit here that we're going to unbox together, a previous month's kit that we're going to unbox together. And the Pearl Diver Club is a really cool way to get a chance to use and introductions to new yarns and new patterns, and it's also a cool way to guarantee that you're going to get some awesome mail every month. Each month, subscribers get a hank of luxury yarn in an exclusive colorway, and all the themes of the color are kind of under the sea themes, you know, with the Pearl Diver name. You get the yarn, you get a pattern for that yarn, and you get an extra goodie. And you'll get a chance to see the, we're going to open up my kit in the next segment. If you would like more information on the Pearl Diver Club, go ahead and click the I in the little eye in the upper right hand corner. That will take you to my website, and there I will link to A Good Yarn Sarasota's website and their Pearl Diver Club, and you can read more about that. They are currently taking new memberships. You'll also find information on just getting this pufferfish yarn, and I'll have a link to just getting the pattern. That's all on my website. And next up, we're going to unbox my kit and get started on the cowl. We are ready to get into my kit and take a look at everything that comes in it, and then we'll move on to the neck warmer. I'll also give you a close-up look at the neck warmer and mitts because it's a very cool pattern. It looks like it uses cables, and it doesn't. So what I have here is my kit, and the tissue paper isn't as nice as when I got it because I have already opened it and I kind of put it back together again. And inside I get a Good Yarn Sarasota bag. And this kit is, this is a previous kit because I wouldn't be opening a kit that they hadn't released yet because it's all very top secret. And this is Dream in Color yarn, Dream in Color Smooshy sock yarn. It's 100% superwash merino, and this is the same colorway that I used on my mitts and neck warmer called Pufferfish. And this is where it gets very cool because it's called Pearl Diver, right? So this is obviously the inspiration for this colorway of yarn, and it's a pufferfish, and on the back you'll see that we have information about the pufferfish. So when I go around wearing my neck warmers and mitts, I will sound like a smarty pants. I know everything about the pufferfish and the name of the yarn. But I think it's such a cute idea. This is a really high quality luxury yarn in this exclusive colorway. Our under the sea theme this time is pufferfish, and we're not done yet. I'm already so excited with my mail, and I'm not even done yet. I also get a really high quality printing of the pattern, the curling pattern. And I love thick paper. I think this is great. I would print out everything on this cardstock paper if I could. Excuse me. So we've got the yarn, we've got a nice pattern to knit with the yarn, and then the extra goodie this time is a Good Yarn, this is a combination tool. We have a flashlight and a keychain and a metal tape measure. All very cool. It's very nice of them. And I've heard, I won't give anything away, but I've heard about some of the goodies that they have coming up for upcoming kits, and they're very cool. I would be excited. Okay, so that's the unboxing of this kit, and we are going to get right into the tutorial here in a minute. I'll keep this pufferfish card out so you can get a close look. Let's go ahead and take a look. Here is the pufferfish with the yarn. You can see they did Dream in Color did a beautiful job matching this yarn. And here is the neck warmer. And you see these twists here. They look like cable twists. They are not. This is all done with just regular modifications to the knit and purl stitch. No cable needle necessary. And the little mitts are knit with a smaller size needle, but we still have the same little not cable twists going up the side. This pattern is really well written. We're going to run through the neck warmer, but once you've done the neck warmer and you've learned the stitches, you will be well on your way to, let me get my thing out here. You'll be well on your way to knitting the mitts because the pattern is written so well. So the first thing we need to do is you'll, of course, need your pattern. I messed up my papers here, just a moment. You will, of course, need your pattern and the needles, and we're using 16-inch circular needles for this. And whenever you're casting on a whole bunch of stitches, there's a little trick you can do. And you're going to cast on over 100 stitches for this cowl. And there are 2 different sizes. So 2 different cast on numbers. But to make sure you have enough yarn for the cast on, leave yourself about a 6-inch tail and put the yarn on the needle and wrap and count. And each wrap is enough for 1 stitch cast on. So usually what I'll do, I'm not counting right now because I'm thinking and talking, I will wrap 50 and mark that spot with my finger, and then fold it over, and I know I have enough for 100, and then fold it over again, and I know I have enough for 150, and on, and this is a trick that I use all the time when I'm casting on a lot of stitches. So you'll do that, and this is a trick that I like to do when I'm casting on these stitches is actually, I was thinking and talking at the same time. You make your slip knot at that spot that you marked. That would be enough yarn for the cast on. And when you start casting on, usually what I like to do is to cast on 50 or 25. I always use 50. And then place a marker. And then never count those stitches again and cast on the next 50. And place a marker and never count those stitches again and cast on the next 50 or however many you have to cast on. That's a little trick I like to do. And then on the next round, of course, remove those markers because they were just there for the cast on. And you can see here, whoops, I'm sorry, things are quite tangled. I have so many different little bits of knitting set up for this. So here I have the whole cast on finished, and you can see I've marked the every 50 cast on stitches so I don't have to keep counting and counting. It makes it go a lot faster. And we're going to join in the round, and this whole pattern is worked in the round. And so I want to go over that with you. First thing you want to do is to make sure everything is straight and not twisted. And usually I like to set things out on a table in front of me and make sure that all the knots are lining up on the inside of the circular needles. And then you will want to mark the beginning of your round. And the first part of this, the bottom border of this cowl is just knit 1, pea 1. So you knit a stitch. I don't ever do little tricks for joining in the round. I just start knitting. Pull the yarn forward to purl a stitch, back to knit a stitch, forward to purl a stitch. And the cast on row is always a bit tighter than subsequent rows, so it goes a little more slowly. But as you're working this round, you can take out these markers and just leave the marker at the beginning of the round. Now that's all kind of the preliminary stuff for just about anything that you're going to knit in the round. I want to talk about the next section. Here I have the bottom border finished and I'm ready to get started with the pattern. And on the last round of the bottom border, I put in a marker every 28 stitches. And we're going to look at a little bit of this pattern and how it's written, because once you know how to read the chart and how the different stitches work, you can go to town on this pattern with no problem. This pattern comes with both written and charted instructions, and the written instructions are easy enough to follow. You just follow the written instructions, but charted instructions, excuse me, charted instructions while being quick to read with your eyes, you want to make sure you're reading it correctly for the pattern to come out right. I just have the first 3 rows here. It's a pretty long chart, but I just have the first 3 rows here. And because we're working in the round, we're always going to start over here on the right side and read the chart from right to left. The reason that's important is because if this was a flat piece of knitting, you would read, most likely, you'd read the right side rows from right to left and the wrong side rows from left to right. But because we're never turning the work to look at the wrong side, we always read from right to left. So while we're looking at this, with any chart, a color chart or a stitch chart, each box is 1 stitch. And you can see here that we have a black dot in this box, which is a purl stitch, purl stitch, purl stitch. A right leaning slash is knit 2 together, purl stitch. A plain box is a knit stitch, purl stitch, knit stitch. The empty circle is a yarn over. You can see all the way across the same, well, we have more of the same going all the way across. And this section right here is a pattern repeat. Remember I said to mark off every 28 inches or 28 stitches? This is 28 stitches. This much knitting will fit between the markers. And the pattern actually doesn't tell you to place these markers, but it's a good thing to do so that you know you're on track, so that you know when you get to this last stitch in the chart, you need to be on the last stitch before the marker. So that's what I have here. I'll work the chart once between these stitches, once between these stitches, all the way around. And the stitch count in this pattern never changes. It's always the same. So that's how you're going to read the chart. And the last thing I want to show you is how to work these different stitches, because as long as you know how to work them, the rest of it's a breeze, like I said. And the mitts will be a breeze too. So I'm using a totally different yarn here so you can more easily see what I'm doing, a thicker yarn. And I'm going to assume you know how to work the knit stitch. We have some knits and we have some purls, which is the yarn forward, working like that. But you have to know a little bit of knitting to work this cowl, and I'm assuming you know the knit and the purl stitch. From there we have a yarn over, but I'm actually going to skip that and get to it at the end because there's a little thing I want to show you with the yarn over stitch. The next is knit 2 together. That's a normal knit stitch. To knit 2 together, we're just going to knit 2 stitches together as one and decrease 1 stitch. And SSK, knit 2 together is a right leaning decrease, SSK is a left leaning decrease, and to work an SSK, you slip 1 stitch as if to knit, slip a 2nd stitch as if to knit, and knit those 2 stitches together through the back loop. Slip as if to knit, slip as if to knit, put the tip of your left needle into the front of those 2 stitches, knitting them together through the back loop. And the next stitch down the line is knit 3 together. There's a regular knit stitch. There's knit 2 together. Knit 3 together is decreasing by 2 stitches by knitting 3 together. You probably figured that one out. Now the next one is slip 1, knit 2 together, PSSO. I love these stitches. I love this double decrease. You slip a stitch as if to knit, you knit 2 together. So we've decreased by 1 in that knit 2 together, and now to decrease a 3rd stitch, you're going to grab the stitch you slipped in your left needle and kind of bind it off over the other stitch. So slip 1, knit 2 together, pass slip stitch over. And the other version of that one is slip 1, well, you want to pull the yarn forward between the needles to purl 2 together, and then pass the slip stitch over. So slip 1 with yarn in back, yarn forward to purl 2 together, and then pass slip stitch over. And the last stitch going down is purl 3 together, you yarn forward, and just like with knit 3 together, you purl 3 stitches together this way. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is the yarn over stitches, because yarn over is just pulling the needle. Well, when we're on a knit, between knit stitches, you pull the yarn forward between the two stitches and keep going, and that it leaves a hole in the work and gives you a 1 stitch increase. And it's just a matter of flopping the yarn over the right hand needle and knitting and moving along with the next stitch. But things can be different if you're knitting between knit, if you're yarning over between knit and purl stitches. So I just worked a knit stitch, and now I'm going to go into a purl, I'm going to yarn over and then purl. And that's what this looks like. I yarn over normally, like I'm ready to work a knit stitch, and then I pull the yarn forward again to purl. So let me show you that again. I just knit a stitch and I'm going into a yarn over and a purl stitch. I yarn over, I pull the yarn forward again so that I can purl. And now the other thing that comes up in this pattern that's a little bit different with the yarn overs is going from a purl to a knit. So the yarn's in front, I'm going to flop the yarn over the right needle, and that puts the yarn in the correct position to just knit. So between a yarn over between a knit and a purl was kind of a wrap and a half, and a yarn over between a purl and a knit is kind of half a wrap. Let me show you that again. There's the purl stitch. Just kind of flop the yarn over the right needle and go right into the knit stitch. And the finished product ends up being the same. It's just working the yarn over and then getting your yarn in the correct position for the next stitch. Well, those are all the steps, all the stitches needed to make the curling neck warmer. Many thanks to A Good Yarn Sarasota for sponsoring this video. And remember to click the little eye in the upper right-hand corner to learn more about the Pearl Diver Exclusive Color Club. Like I said, they are currently accepting new signups. I am excited to see what you all get in your next kit, and good luck.